Maggie, it's Carolee.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I called that the rape counseling center.
Women Against Rape, the place I suggested?
Yeah. They were very, nice.
And?
Oh, hey, are you free this evening? Could you go with me?
Of course.
Thanks. I think I used up all my courage just making the phone call.
Honey, did you tell Steve that you're going?
No, I haven't told him yet.
Carolee, would you like me to drive?
I think maybe better. It's near the hospital, though, so no problem.
What time, hon?
Would 20 minutes be too soon?
Fine.
Here's Steve coming. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Who was on the phone?
Maggie.
How about some good news for a change?
Sure.
Talk to Cappy. He thinks he knows where Jason might be. He thinks he's in a boat off the Colombian coast. Sweetheart, I'm going to go over and see Nola. I've got a few things I want to talk to her about. Why don't you come with me?
I can't.
Why not?
I have to see Maggie.
All right.
I'll tell you about it tonight. Okay?
Okay. Tonight.
The doctors will return in just a moment.
Hi, Steve.
Nola, how are you?
Fine. Mona's upstairs getting dressed. She's going out to dinner with Colin. I'll go get her.
No, please, don't bother. I really stopped by to talk to you.
Oh. Sit down.
I will, thank you.
Has Carolee been,
Has she been what?
been well? Has Carolee been well?
I think things will improve with time.
Good. I was so terribly sorry to have that happen to her.
Thank you. Nola, I spoke to Cappy Randall today. He guarantees he'll be in touch with Jason soon.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's no way of telling exactly how soon. It may take shortwave radio communication. Apparently, sometimes that's kind of tricky.
Oh, great. Really great.
Well, no, I didn't really expect you to be pleased with the news.
Oh, is that why you came by? To see how I would react?
No. No, I came by because I wanted to explain a few other things to you. Why we feel it's important that we contact Jason.
And the fact that I'm his wife has nothing to do with it, right? I mean, it's the we. It's that good old Aldrich we that really counts.
No, Nola. Not really. That isn't all that counts. The man's my brother. If my brother is going to become a father, I think it's important that he knows whether he wants to or not.
Well, sure,
and whether
but...
you want it or not. Look, Nola, I'm sorry. But if you don't feel obliged to tell him, I do.
Fine. Then he'll know. Can't wait to hear what wonderful things he'll have to say.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, does it?
I wish I could understand why you're so damn determined that he shouldn't know. Nola, the things you've done. Destroyed a letter to his mother, burned it before she even had a chance to read it.
I did that for her. Why can't you understand that? Why does everyone think that I have to be lying about this? Look, Mona has a bad heart, right? Everybody knows that. Now, I didn't want her to read the letter with all those terrible things that Jason said because I didn't want her to get upset. That's why I burned it.
I really find it a little hard to believe Jason could be that cruel. I've always found him a very considerate man.
Well, we'll find out how considerate, won't we?
Yes.
Oh, Steve. Darling, I didn't know you were here.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart.
Let me look. Ah, fantastic.
Well, we do our best. I'm having dinner with Colin.
Well, I should say Colin Wakefield probably has the handsomest, best-dressed date in town.
Enough, enough. Tell me, how's Carolee?
Coming along.
Good. And Doreen, any improvement?
Well, she's still listed as critical, but yes, I believe there has been some improvement. I was telling Noah, I really stopped by to tell you that I saw Cappy today. We might be having some word from Jason.
Really?
Maybe within a matter of hours.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we have him located, and they're trying to establish radio communication.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I think so.
Carolee, am I right? Come on in, we'll talk.
I'll be right out here, hon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How many days since it happened?
12 days. Well, I can't get over it.
I know. It's why rape is called a life-altering experience. Can you, talk about how you're feeling?
I feel scared a lot.
Of what?
That it'll happen again. Oh, I just, I jump at any kind of sound these days, and even shadows. I don't even like to go out of my own house. And I don't like to go through doors. You're not going to write any of this down, right?
No, I won't. We'll just talk.
Well, the thing is, I would like to go back to work, see? And I'm afraid of it because I'm sort of afraid that I'm going to make mistakes that'll affect other people's lives. Listen, see, I'm having trouble even with my own children. When they, sometimes when they start fighting, I'm almost afraid that I'm not even going to be able to stop them. I sort of feel like I can't. It's just that they have so much energy, and it just seems to overwhelm me. Me. Boy, I'm not me anymore. What am I going to do?
You're going to take one step at a time. And the first step is to deal with what's happened to you.
Yeah, but see, I've lost control of my own life.
No, not really, Carolee. You've lost the feeling that you have control over it.
Why?
Well, when you were raped, one of the most terrifying things about it was that you lost control. He took that away from you.
I never felt so helpless before in my whole life. Now I hate myself. I hate myself.
Hate the crime and hate the man who did it. But don't hate yourself. It wasn't your fault.
But why does something like this happen? I mean, how could somebody do something like that to you?
It's part of the ugliness of life.
The thing is that you see, the real problem is, see, that I can't trust men anymore.
Well, you're going to feel that way for a while. You see, we never knew, we never imagined that something like this would happen to us.
How long am I going to go on feeling like this? I can't stand it. I mean, I just wish it had never happened. I don't like to be so afraid all the time.
Well, it's why that rape is called a life-altering experience. But a woman can never say that it didn't happen, because it did. You've got to look at how you're feeling and learn to deal with it by facing it.
I don't want to.
I know. It's very hard. Have you told the police? Have you reported it?
How am I going to tell the police? I can't even tell my husband who loves me.
Tell him.
What? Excuse me, but what do husbands do, you know, when they find out?
Well, some of them become very anxious. Some get angry at the person who did it. Many of them cry.
Do you think he'll find me disgusting? See, he's the most important person in my life. I can't stand to let him even
Have relations with you?
He was so good for us, too.
Carolee, it's going to take time. Time for you to have desire again. To see it as making love. What that man did to you is called rape. And they're totally different. Tell him. Tell him tonight.
All right. Take care of yourself, Mama. I'll let you know when I hear any word.
Fine. That must be Colin.
Hello, Nolan.
Nice timing.
Hello, Steve.
All right.
Good, real
Sorry
good.
to say I have to run.
I was just missing you. Well, say hello to Carolee for me.
I will. Have a good evening.
Okay. Is Mona ready yet?
Now listen, we haven't got much time. They may get in touch with Jason tonight.
Really?
Yes, really. See, don't you understand? This whole thing's gonna blow up in our faces. If Mona finds out about this, then you can just kiss the endowment goodbye.
Yes.
Hello,
You're
Mona.
wonderful.
You're looking wonderful, too.
Shall we go?
Sure. Okay, good night.
Did you know I might be hearing from Jason even tonight?
Oh?
Thank you.
And thank you.
Well, as I was saying, the endowment runs to well over $2 million, and you will be, well, almost totally free to do with it as you wish.
Oh, I doubt whether there's a doctor in America. Well, forget about America. I doubt whether there's a doctor in the entire world who's happier than I am right now. And that's all because of you.
Oh, well, there were a few other people working on the project.
Mona,
Hello,
how good to see you.
Charles, how nice. I'd like you to meet Dr. Colin Wakefield, Mr. and Mrs. Stimson.
Hello.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Well, we won't keep you. We just wanted to say hello.
Good.
How are your sons?
Oh, Steve, I'm sure you've read about him, and Jason's been out of the country for a while.
Oh?
Yes, but we do expect to hear from him soon, perhaps even tonight.
Well, that's marvelous.
Yes.
Give both your sons our best, won't
Thank you so much. You're
Good
looking
night.
wonderful.
Good night, Charles.
Good night.
They're old friends?
Oh, yes, they're a lovely couple. They lost their only son in Korea, and I always feel a little distressed when they ask me about Steve and Jason.
Yes, I can understand that. Mona, speaking about Jason, Now, I hope that I'm not stepping a trifle out of bounds, but I have a feeling about this matter that, well, I'd like to share it with you.
Well, of course, please.
I'm speaking strictly from a man's point of view, and, well, I'm sure that you understand how independent men can be. Now, if Jason has cut himself off from his family intentionally, I think that you may wind up driving him further away if you try and find him. Even to the point where he may cut himself off from the family completely.
Oh, so it's your advice that we don't contact him at all?
No, I just feel that if you let him find his own way home, and at his own speed.
Well, I think you say that because you don't really know Jason. I know he's very strong-willed, but he has his father's deep feeling for family. Dr. Aldridge was a very caring and loving man. And in spite of all their faults, my two sons have inherited some of his good qualities.
And I'm sure a great deal of yours.
Thank you.
You know, I've dreamed of expanding this cardiac unit from the first day we opened it. I mean, there's so much we can do for people, so much we can do to help them. It's as if the doors are just beginning to open.
You know, sometimes you sound so much like Jason. Would you like to go to the lawyer's with me tomorrow? Oh, no. Perhaps we should have a little ceremony at the hospital, maybe sometime next week.
No. Why don't we do it tomorrow? Get it all finished up.
All right. Then the cardiac unit will be yours.
To the Cardiac Care and Research Center.
You know, tonight I'd like to toast my son to Jason.
You're not coming to bed, are you? It's only 8 o'clock.
Well, I thought I'd join you. You look so nice and cozy here. I've been lonesome for these special evenings with you. Honey, you said you wanted to talk about something. Shall we?
You didn't finish telling me about Nola.
Well, I told you what happened. I guess I just didn't tell you what I felt. Selfish lady. She's really only concerned about herself. She's bothered by something. She's resisting this search for Jason, and she just won't say why. Poor brother. 2 marriages, and he really picked winners, didn't he? He may have been the boy wonder, but I think I've got better taste in women. Darling, there's a little problem, you know.
What?
Well, I'd be pretty stupid if I hadn't noticed that you don't seem to want me to touch you. Do you think it would be a good idea to get that out in the open?
Yeah, there is a problem.
Well, it's okay.
Steve.
Yeah?
I want to talk to you.
Only if you really feel like it.
I have to tell you something.
Sweetheart, what's the matter?
It's just ugly. It's so ugly, and I feel so ugly.
Oh, come on, stop that.
Oh. Look, I'm sorry, but I can't talk up here. Do you mind if we just go down to the kitchen? I really have to tell you something.
sit down. I'll make some tea and we'll talk.
I've changed my mind. I don't really want to
But
talk
you said
right
you-
now. I want to go upstairs.
Carly. Honey, what is it? What's bothering you?
I'll tell you. Just. Just have some tea.
Honey, stop it. Stop it. Right now. You just tell me.
Oh, Steve. The man. I was raped.
The doctors will return in just a moment.
I was raped. The night before you found me. That man raped me. I know I should have told you sooner. I wanted to. I really did. I just couldn't. I was so scared. Please. Oh, please, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I begged him to stop. He just wouldn't. I hit him as hard as I could, but it didn't matter. He was stronger than I was. You do believe me, don't you?
Honey, yes. Yes, of course I
I'm
believe you.
so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. It was so ugly. And I just can't get rid of this ugliness. You know, I walk around the house and I look and everything is fine. You know, the kitchen's nice and neat and the beds are made. But I just can't get rid of it. I just can't forget about it. It just keeps coming back in my mind. I can see him leaning over me. I can still smell his breath.
Carly, you don't have to go through this.
Yes, I do. I've been so afraid to tell you. But I know I have to tell you now. It was so awful. And I hated it so much. It made me so sick, but it didn't matter. He didn't care. Nothing seemed to matter to him. I tried to hit him. I really did. I tried as hard as I could. I fought him as hard as I could. But it just made him angrier. And he was so heavy on me. Oh, God. Oh, God, won't it ever go away? Oh, God, he tore at my clothes. I felt so sick. I couldn't bear to have him touch me. I couldn't bear it. It made me sick. I hated him. I just didn't even know I was capable of that kind of hate. But I couldn't do anything. Do you understand? I couldn't do anything. There was just... He just could do whatever he wanted to, even though he didn't have the right. It was wrong. But it didn't matter. And it hurt so much. I remember screaming. And it was over. And he left me locked in the room again. Oh. Please, please don't leave me.
Darling, no, I don't blame you.
It's gonna change everything
No,
between us.
no. I'm not gonna let it.
You don't love me anymore.
Oh, darling. I love you. I didn't know anybody in the world could be as precious to me as you are. I love you. I love the person you are.
I kept saying it to him. I kept saying I'm a person, I'm a person.
I know. I'm gonna love that person. And take care of her. And hold her until she feels safe. Honey. Caroline. I love you. Do you believe me?
That's the funniest face I've ever seen in my life.
You know, all its silly little sounds. I think it's her baby way of singing or something.
You're getting to be quite a little entertainer there. You know that, Leanne? It's a good thing, because your mom and I wanted to go out to the movies tonight, but we couldn't get enough bread for 2 tickets.
So instead, Kim goes.
That's right.
But you know, we are very lucky. She's so happy and so beautiful. And I think she's going to be pretty smart, too. You know? And so healthy. Yeah. Aside from this little cold, which I think she's getting over now.
Yeah, I do, too.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember, when you came up to that home when I was still pregnant with Leanne and we wrote those prophecies about what she was going to be like when she was 18?
Of course I do. How could I forget that? What's the matter, baby?
What'd you write?
What did I write? Now, Greta, we weren't supposed to talk about that until Leanne was 18.
Tell me a little bit.
No, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Well, I remember that you were very scared, and I was so happy to see you. And I didn't want to tell you that then.
Why didn't you want to tell me that?
Because you probably would have said something like, "Oh, Greta, man, I just can't handle that right now."
I wouldn't have said
Yes,
anything
you
like that. That's really
You
fighting
would've.
dirty, man. I wouldn't have done that.
So what do you think the old folks are going to be like when she's 18, huh?
Well, I don't know about me, but I think you're going to be big and fat.
I am not. Well, Billy, I think you are going to be a very prominent established doctor.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't believe it?
Greta, look, I believe that I want to be a doctor, you know? But it just doesn't look like it's going to happen, you know?
You will.
Based on what?
Well, based on the fact that it's been your dream for such a long time.
So that's going to do it, Greta? I mean, because it's been my dream, that's going to make it happen? Greta, you got to separate facts from fantasy in your head, man. I'm serious.
Why are you getting mad at me now, Billy?
I'm getting mad because you don't know what this means to me. You don't know what I'm going through. Do you know what it's like for me to have to worry about being a nothing and nobody with the last name Aldridge? I'll be an Aldridge nothing?
You will not.
Oh, come on, Greta. It's so hard to get into a med school nowadays. Instead of studying, I'm helping you with Leanne's clothes. I'm doing all sorts of things. I'm working at the medicine man to support our rent here.
Billy, you're a father.
I know I'm a father, Greta.
And you have a family now.
I realize that, Greta. That's why I'm telling you I can't keep going to school. Look, I already talked to my father about this.
Billy, you're not going to quit school. I'll get a job.
That makes a lot of sense, Greta, you know? I mean, you're gonna go, what are you gonna make $80 a week so we can pay some babysitter $80 a week? Greta, I don't know, man. You know, your father told me one time, Billy, you're living in a fairy tale land, and life is not a fairy tale. Man, was he right. Just forget it.
Forget what, Billy? Forget us?
Look, I don't know, all right? I don't know.
Where are you going?
I'm going out, man. I'm gonna take a walk and straighten out my head.
Okay, Doc.
Where's that roommate of yours? He's quite a fella.
Yeah, they're showing war movies down in the rec room. It's down there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't make you miss it by coming in so late.
No.
Now, tell me, Mike. Do you feel anything when I do this?
No.
How about this?
No.
Now, Mike, does this feel dull or sharp?
It doesn't feel anything. It doesn't feel anything at all, Mitch. If I weren't looking, I wouldn't even know my legs were there.
Now, the first feeling may occur in this area. A kind of burning sensation and a tingling, like when your foot's been asleep.
Has there been any kind of feeling like that at all, Mike?
Oh, don't give up on us, Mike. Huh? There's still time.
You know, Mike, maybe it's time you and I ought to start discussing your future. After all, you are a trained doctor.
Save it.
Look, son, if this operation doesn't turn out to be the answer, then we'll find some other way to get you back on your feet. You've got to
Try harder? Is that what you were going to say? I can see the look on your face whenever you come in here to a therapy session. You're saying to yourself, Mike's got to try harder, huh?
Well, yeah, I think I do feel that way.
Of course, you always have. That's
What?
always been your answer to everything, right?
What do you mean?
I mean that every time I didn't get something that I was trying for, it was always because I didn't try hard enough. I mean, that's why you said I couldn't make the varsity team in football. That's why I was having trouble in chemistry class. That's why I didn't graduate at the top of my med school class. Because Mike didn't try hard enough. Isn't that right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I am talking about the fact that I've just never been able to measure up, no matter how hard I did try. And now if I don't walk, it's because I didn't try hard enough. Is that right? See, none of this has ever had anything to do with me, with who I was, or what I wanted, who I am. The fact that there may be blockage here, that there may be torn nerves, that the damage may be permanent, that never occurred to you, did it?
Yes, I have thought of that possibility.
Have you? Well, it never came to your mind before, did it? It was always that I didn't try hard enough. And now if I don't walk again, I'm going to have failed you once more. The ultimate failure.
Go on. Do you have more to say?
No.
Because if you feel that way...
I do.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Me too.
You know, you haven't been telling me about how you failed. Not really. You've been telling me how I failed. As a father. And I have, if I've made you feel that way. I'm sorry, Mike. I never meant to. I've always loved you. I've been proud of you. Maybe I didn't always tell you. Sometimes I couldn't find the words. Mike. There's one thing you've got to remember. You're my son. The only son I ever had. So I just never had any practice. Mike, I know I made mistakes, but it was never because I didn't love you. Good night.
Dad,
Yeah.
I'll try harder.
I know you will.
Hello?
I imagine you were hoping to hear your brother's voice.
Yes, Cappy, I was.
Well, I'm afraid I got some disappointing news for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Jason's boat has left again. Now, contacts I've made say there's no sign of it. No one has any idea when he left or where he's gone to.
Now what?
Well, that's pretty much up to you.
Well, look, trying to reach him was one thing, Cappy, but all this tracking him down, it's going to make him run further. I don't know, it just isn't right. Look, I'll tell you, Cappy, just hold off, would you, until you hear from me?
Whatever you say.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Good night. Oh, me.
Jason took off again?
Yeah. Maybe I should call... No, I'll wait till tomorrow. I've had enough
Dad,
for
you know,
one day.
I don't mean to say anything, but maybe you should tell Grandma to lay off. I mean, maybe she should just...
Billy,
Billy. Man, I'm telling you, I know what Jason's going through.
Do you?
When I was out tonight, a part of me just wanted to go right down to the highway and start hitching.
What?
What am I going to do?
You picked a rough night to ask me that question.
You know, when you're little and you make mistakes, they don't seem to matter that much, you know? But when you get older and you make a mistake, everything starts to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, well, I think that's called growing up. Taking responsibility for your actions.
I just feel like I'm dragging rocks all around with me. That's what I feel like. I wish somebody could explain to me how I'm going to be a doctor.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, right. What am I going to do? I got to work at the medicine, man. What am I going to do? Take one class every semester?
Hi,
I'll be
Billy.
a 40-year-old busboy and us. Mom, did I wake you up? I'm sorry.
No. I was resting. I'm glad to see you.
I was just telling Dad how I really messed up. You know, I didn't know how good I had it. I had my life all mapped out in front of me, and then... I mean, there was nothing that was going to stop me from being a doctor.
Now?
And now everything just got all messed up. It's falling apart at the seams, my whole dream, you know? It's a drag how just one action could just wipe out everything that's good. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, you don't let it, Bill. You can't.
No, you patch up your dreams best you can.
With what? Sticks and stones?
And love. And hope.